Howdy everyone, it's Chris with Show Up Fitness, favorite trainer in the belt buckle. Today we're going to be talking about the difference in programming NASM versus what we do at Show Up Fitness. I'm not going to put my NASM hat on because this is just what they do, but if you haven't seen our NASM hat videos, I can get anyone to pass a NASM CPT. We had over 300 people in 2019. Our online internship, we're making qualified trainers, not just certified. Can't tell you guys how many people reach out to me saying, what do I do now? That's why we made some of those videos in the past, because we want people to make this into a career. So let's take a look at the NASM program. Now, the way that they do it, it's guy and girl. One problem I have with it. The second thing, it's all unstable surface training. So they're going to be on a Bosu ball, you're going to be on a stability ball. It's not optimal, as Cressy et al. In 2006 showed in a study from the University of Connecticut, go Huskies, UConn, they showed that it's inferior to doing something like a goblet squat. It's inferior to stable ground training. So my question is, why are we continuing to do it? Unstable surface training is amazing for injuries. If you sprain an ankle, I want you on a Bosu ball. I want you on an Eric's pad. There are benefits. Other than that, in the general population, it's just shown to be inferior. So they're going to do what's called vertical loading. You're going to start out with a squat, curl, press on a stability ball, which I think is a terrible exercise. Not safe. What are the pros and cons? Stability ball, come down, squatting, curl, and pressing. What if a client were to fall versus doing a goblet? So we're going to do everything 4-2-1. You're going to be resting 0 to 90 seconds, 1 to 3 sets, 12 to 20 repetitions, which is 50 to 70% of your 1 rep max. You immediately go into a ball chest press. Again, another terrible exercise. What if the ball were to pop? There was a basketball player in the NBA who was on a ball, stability ball popped, his trainer was fired. Why the hell are you doing that? And there's way more cons than pros with that exercise. Stability ball row, and then we go into a scaption exercise, single leg scaption. Transverse plane of motion, a terrible exercise. You're going to go into a curl and then extension. So bicep curl, 12 to 20 repetitions, into a tricep extension, and then we end off with leg press. So vertical loading is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, rest, 0 to 90 seconds, and then repeat. My problem with that is, it really isn't for the general population. That's a pretty damn hard exercise, routine. If I did that, I'd be smoked. Versus what we do at Show Up Fitness, we're going to take a girl workout and a guy workout. We have our stereotypes, and if a girl comes in and I have her starting out on a bench press, she's gonna be like, I don't want to turn into a dude. In the same context, if I have a bro who comes in, he was a football player in high school and he's a 40-year-old lawyer, and I start him out on a hip thrust or a stability ball chest press, he's gonna be like, this isn't cool, I'm not gonna get jacked, I didn't do that back in the day. So you gotta play the game. You gotta remember what your client wants. So I'll start out with a girl program. I'll do a little circuit, I'll do a goblet, which is a squat pattern. So we program off of patterns, we don't do it off of random shit. Push-ups, always do push-ups because it's empowering. A lot of times our girls will go to their knees and that's not how we do them. We're gonna put a band under you, show the value in the trainer. Where does the trainer over here show their value? I'll tell you how. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause for 2, and up, 1, 2. They're counting out the tempo 4-2-1, whereas over here, I'm gonna get engaged. Set 1, maybe you choose 20 pounds, push-ups, I'm gonna use a band, and then a bicycle kick. Maybe we hold as we go super slow, and I'm gonna pull apart, trainer engagement. Second round, we're gonna add some weight. Push-ups, maybe we put a leg out. Implement fit, bicycle kicks. Last round, maybe we go to 30s, and you hold the top for that last rep, and you give a little bit of frontal plane challenging. They push in, they have to stabilize in the frontal plane. Trainers getting engaged. I like to make this first one the easiest to see how they respond from a condition standpoint, and then I can determine if I need to up that intensity for the next circuit. Always doing 3 rounds. We're going to do 12 plus repetitions, and then we're going to be doing just a regular tempo. I like to get out of the concentric a little faster, so slow and controlled. So here's what a goblet will look like. 1-to-1, probably even a little less than that. Second group, we're going to do hip thrusts, focus on extension because we want to train the glutes, so this is a hinge pattern. Pull up, always do pull-ups because if we're going to a machine or a band, it's just not optimal. Teaching and empowering that you should be able to get up there and come down. And if you can't, we're going to be able to get there. I'm going to help you up. Always ask your client if you're going to spot them by the waist. Side plank, get that side core. Come back on the last set, trainer engagement. Maybe you push down a little bit on the hip thrust, pull up again, you're spotting. So there's that trainer engagement. Last but not least, we'll do a step up. We're not gonna do any of this stuff because that's not gonna do anything. Educate, and you've probably done this before. Nothing wrong with it, but we wanna train smarter and harder. Rotating T, all planes of motion, isolate the shoulders, and then maybe some abductions. So pretend like I'm on the side bench and I come out and I push my client down. Really help them feel that. And then each set, we're gonna make it more challenging trainer engagement. Now for a dude, I'm gonna take him through a bench press into curls and planks. You'll notice that I do a multi-jointed exercise into a single and then an isolation for the core. Where over here, I'm doing multi-single or isolation. Because girls generally have better cardio than guys. Guys are the worst. They're not gonna tell you they're tired. How you doing, bro? I'm good. Let's go. And they just push through it. Their egos are too big. And so within the first round, maybe the second round, they're already about to pass out. You're gonna go get them a glucose tablet. So I'm gonna do, always ask the client what they're used to doing. If you have a guy that hasn't bench pressed in eons, start out with a 10, a 25. That was a mistake that I made as a new trainer. I thought that every girl could do the bar for bench press and not every guy could do 135. Big mistake right there. Curls, you're not gonna impress a lot of guys just by teaching them bicep curls. So show them a variation. Something as simple as going both at the same time. I don't know what it is with dudes, but we always do unilateral. So you do them, why do we do them at the same time? It's just different. I think guys like doing that so they can see their bicep. I don't know. But I like to do them at the same time. Maybe the last set, last rep you hold. Maybe you push a little bit down isometrically. Trainer value add. Planks, leg out. Maybe do some rotations. 3 rounds, each set increasing the weight for our main movement, our main core pattern. I'm not talking about core here, core pattern. Goblet will be your squat pattern. Here's your horizontal press pattern. Hip thrust would be your hinge pattern. Over here, we're gonna do a row pattern. I like standing cable rows to target the core, to teach them you don't need to do side bends or any bicycle kicks, which you can do that's playing the game. I wanna show you exercise where you're gonna feel it while you're burning a lot of calories and getting work done. Military press overhead if you have the requirement. So if you can get to 160 degrees of shoulder flexion, I will do that. If you're here and you're arching and you cannot own that overhead motion, I'm not gonna be doing a military press, I'm gonna be doing a landmine press. Bicycle kicks, very similar to the one we have over here. Repeat, add weight, repeat. Last round we have goblets. This is when I'm gonna incorporate legs. Notice I don't have 3 leg exercises over here because most dudes want a bigger upper body. Doesn't mean we won't train the legs. As I said earlier, their cardio sucks. So if you put legs in the front, they're just gonna smoke them. If you were to do this workout over here with most of your dudes, they wouldn't be able to make it through the whole thing because their heart's just gonna fall out. So you gotta play the game, but appreciate the strength of each sex. And then we're gonna do a goblet into a close grip push-up. I like doing that for triceps. Just a lot of dudes don't do push-ups, so we're gonna put that in there, challenge the status quo. And then sure, we wanna do some rotating T's. Maybe they want bigger traps, do some farmer's walks, make it specific. So over here what we do, the B's, we're gonna call that accessory, fluff, cardio, goals, corrective exercise. If your client has pain, that's what we're gonna put in there. Maybe you're working with a guy right now, sits at the desk all day, and he has this kyphotic curve. So maybe we're gonna incorporate band pull-aparts, slow down the eccentric. We're gonna make it specific to the client. It's not just gonna be a template that we're gonna put for the whole entire nation. Be a smart trainer. Think, is this always gonna be the case? No, for a girl. Is this always gonna be the case? No, for a guy. I'm gonna individualize it, but 9 out of 10 people that come in, if you're a girl, this is the workout I'm doing. 9 out of 10 dudes, this is the workout I'm doing. Sure, you're gonna have people that wanna train 4 or 5 days. Maybe it's a different split routine. It's always the information you gather from the assessment. So we have our NASM program, and then we have our show up program. This one's better. This is changing the game right here. It's getting you to think, but also play into it. More importantly, it's gonna get your clients to come back again. If you haven't followed us on Instagram and YouTube, make sure to do so. Our online platform is now available. It's really neat because not only if you need to pass the NASM, get your NASM hat on, we'll get you past that piece of cake, but we have contests, we get you part of the community, and we're flying people out now into San Diego, Los Angeles. We're gonna analyze your program. We're making great trainers one day at a time. Have a great day.